party people. It's Wednesday, hump day, getting through the week here, and a lot of dogs, a lot of puppies. That's why you see the bags under my eyes. I'm actually on my way to Calabasas to pick up a couple puppies. One's a little long-haired German Shepherd that I had actually trained. Did some like foundation puppy training. So for the German Shepherd puppy, it'll be kind of round number 2. For the, I think it's a little Australian, mini Australian, I'm pretty sure. And I've only seen him once, I think, when I dropped the other puppy off. It's a real cute little puppy. I know there's some potty training issues. I think some little like dominance issues. One puppy doesn't let the other puppy get attention. That's pretty normal stuff. Relatively easy to fix. The household is busy. There's a lot going on there. They have, kids and dogs and things like that, busy lifestyles. So that's something that we always have to work with. Try to help make it as simple and easy as possible to manage things like potty training and barking excessively and things like that. So it's an added element that as a dog trainer, we kind of learn these things right out of the gate. So as I've kind of mentioned before, I have a lot of people watching and following the story. If you're thinking about being a trainer, it's something that you have to realize that, yes, you will be training dogs, but a lot of what you're doing is you're helping families figure out, how to incorporate the new dogs into the family dynamic, figuring out things like potty training, tearing things up, chewing things. And a lot of those things that as a trainer you can't take a dog and just fix those things. Those are things that you can take the dog, work on it, establish, like for potty training, establish a good habit, good foundation in a couple weeks of training. And then when the dog goes back home, you have to help the owners make those adjustments in the home too. And in most cases, people are very open to it and very perceptive. And I always tell people, as soon as you're potential trainers or young trainers or new trainers, once people see that it's working, then they'll be more open and more apt to applying the things that you're telling them. That's really where the success comes in, is they have to trust you, they have to see that it works. So as a trainer, you make sure that you are giving advice, not that you think, know, heard, read, saw, but you make sure that you try these things yourself over and over and over. Make sure that you have the confidence that it is working, it's going to work. One of the things that I always tell clients when they call me is that, I'm taking their money, their hard-earned money, and I have to provide a service that I know works 100%. Everything that I tell a client, and it doesn't matter if somebody's paying $50 or if they're paying $500 or $5,000 or $50,000, you have to make sure that you're giving them what they're asking for. With that said, you also have to always make sure that the client has realistic expectations, or I could say it another way to somebody who's watching this. If you're calling a trainer, me or another trainer, another reputable trainer, always make sure that you have always make sure that what you're asking for is realistic. Don't ask for something that's not going to work. For example, if somebody works, let's say they work 10, 12 hours a day, and then they're on the road for another 3 or 4 hours a day. And while they're gone, the dog is peeing and pooping all over the house or chewing things up. A trainer cannot, I don't care what they tell you, they cannot take your hard-earned money and fix the dog and then bring your dog back. And you keep the same schedule, leaving the dog in the same situation. It's not logical, it's not feasible, it's not going to happen. Oh, and on a lighter note, I got a really nice text, I think it was late last night or really early this morning, from Bowie's owner saying that he's doing really well. They've been doing a lot of the placing. It's always a great thing to get, a message like that from somebody, and good news that things are going well. I'm sure they're putting the work in. They're really, seems like they're following what we told them. on my way right now to drop off Mikey, the little King Charles looking guy. Mikey's been a little bit of a tough case. He's very stubborn. Just doesn't really seem to enjoy training. I think that's a combination of where he's come from. Didn't have much training probably when he was young, so he never really learned to engage with people that way. Doesn't have real high food drive, so it's hard to stimulate him that way. What I tell everybody who calls me is that I'm going to do what I can in the 2 weeks that our boot camp is. It doesn't mean training's over. I always encourage my clients to do more training and build on top of what we've already established, because your relationship with your dog can just get better and better and better and better and better. And we can't always, like a dog like Mikey, it's hard in 2 weeks to make him like the training and want to train. And the majority of my clients are awesome. They're really on board with training, and they see that it's working, and it motivates them and inspires them to do more and establish a little different relationship with their dog than what they're used to, which is a more engaging.
2 miles. Take exit 28 toward Fallbrook Avenue.
Oh, she's demanding. But yeah, I mean, it's just a little different. Dog trainers have different relationships with their dogs than people that aren't trainers. So yeah, as trainers, we like to share that, with our clients and kind of share with them how we interact with our dogs. And I always tell people I don't ever walk my dog. I always take my dog to a park, or even I would rather train my dog in the house than actually. Nevertheless, Mikey's actually a really nice, he's a nice guy. He's a cool dog. For one, I like small dogs. They're really fun to work with. And I think if his owner gets on board with the training and puts the time and effort in, I think she'll do really well with him, and their relationship will just get better and better. Hey, I'm just leaving, dropping off Mikey, and I'm happy to report that he actually did really, really well. Yesterday he was being a little stubborn with us and trying to give us a little bit of a hard time, but once we got in and chatted for a little bit, he kicked right in, did really well. He's a really good boy, and his owner, Zephyr, did really well. She was, really paid attention, and she did a really good job handling him, reinforcing everything, and he was pretty compliant too, so that makes it easier. He did test a couple times, but she was, really listened to what I said, and she reinforced everything correctly, accurately, pretty quickly, so that just really put him back into being responsive pretty quickly. So yeah, it went very, very well. So now I'm headed back. It's about 5:30. I want to catch part of the Dodgers game. Bree Lane already texted me and said that I think it's the first inning or second inning. Dodgers are already down by a couple, so hopefully they'll get in and actually pull off a win here and win the World Series. 2017 Dodgers. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Go Dodgers.